What's up, people? We've got another awesome episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh show, and we've got a very special guest. Introduce yourself, please, bro.
Hello, my name is Charles. I have a YouTube channel called Large Lad Charles, which I've used for a while. More recently pivoted into making Yu-Gi-Oh content because that's what I've gotten into again lately, but I've prompted a bunch of uploads on there now because it's just no longer what I want to make, but I've uploaded all sorts of random nonsense over the years, so actually weirdly, uploading Yu-Gi-Oh stuff is a bit of a return to form. That was what the channel originally was when I was like 12.
Oh wow.
And then I removed all those videos years ago, and then and then I was very lucky enough to actually be a guest commentator at the Yu-Gi-Oh UK Open in London over the weekend. So yeah, that's me. Hi.
Amazing. So I'm glad that you brought this up because I'm sure that loads of our viewers are going to want to hear about this. So let's just jump straight into it. We've already been through the do's and don'ts for everyone listening before calling, so don't worry. But I'm sure there's lots of burning questions. But the big question I had for you, Charles, was because you mentioned to me before at the start of the call, you were thinking about going to the UK Open as obviously like a player. How was it for you being like on the other side of I suppose the other side of the table is the right sort of sentence. Like, how was that experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, overall the experience was great. Like, it was everyone who was there was so kind and so helpful. The team was so nice. Again, I don't want to get into like too much detail with that sort of thing because it's just sort of, it's the way they work. But yeah, genuinely such nice people. Both Dale and Alex, who I was on with, are really nice. I obviously know of Dale as Zephyr War Games on YouTube. And I've loved his Yu-Gi-Oh content's really great. Alex, I don't know if he does content, but I know he had like a string of like tops and wins at some point, and that's when he started to do this sort of thing.
Yeah, very well respected.
Super nice, super helpful guys who were very like accommodating. I was a bag of nerves all day, and they both made me feel very calm and whatnot. But yeah, no, overall like great. Yeah, just a really cool experience overall. The only thing, it was a bit weird being in that environment and not playing in it because obviously I'm used to showing up and playing. I did a couple of side events during my the time wasn't on the stream, but yeah, like that was kind of a novelty in a way, just not actually playing while I was there.
I was gonna ask, is there obviously you was with a couple of the production team? Was there anyone that you clicked with? I know it's difficult because you was there for a short period of time, but normally when you go to an event, you tend to like gravitate towards certain people. Was there anybody amongst like the people that you were working with that you kind of like were drawn towards, maybe just because of, I don't know, their Yu-Gi-Oh acclamations or just how they are as a person?
Yeah, I mean, again, just the team overall were all just really nice and friendly people. There wasn't anyone I didn't click with, and if that makes sense. There wasn't anyone who was like, don't like that one. They were all really nice and chill people. But yeah, Dale and Alex were the ones I definitely spoke to the most, I think. But again, just both such nice people, but really like friendly, helpful, very experienced, knew what they were doing, very on top of things. There were obviously times when I was a little bit sort of unsure what to do, and as soon as I sort of stopped talking, they picked it up and everything. So those guys were really great, and so yeah, very much enjoyed those guys' company.
Yeah, very cool. Amazing.
In terms of like actually like being like a commentator and stuff like that as well, like how did that feel in terms of like being that guy? Because obviously it's very different. I know football. It's again, as you say, normally you're just playing and stuff, but not only are you on the stage, but you've got probably a couple thousand people in the venue, and then another couple thousand people out of the venue watching you. Like, how was that?
Bit insane, not gonna lie, a little bit insane. So my day job. I don't want to go into too much detail on that either because it's more just I don't like mixing work and play, so it's literally just a matter of don't talk about it too much. But my day job, super dumbed down version of what my day job is that I'm a hired streamer. So I've been doing this sort of thing, talking to a camera for like years now at this point, and that's what my job is. I've got like the setup, I've got I've got all the stuff that's supplied by my day job. And so there have been times during that where we've had like 1,000+ viewers and that it's a bit weird, much weirder in this situation because it is in the nicest possible way to my day job. This is something I'm really passionate about and really care about a lot more, you know what I mean? So it's this weird thing of I'm confident in my day job at this point. I was like, I don't want to mess this up, so I was very nervous about it. But in terms of once I got talking and whatnot, it's kind of felt. It's just you talk about the game and like we each have our thoughts about the game. We all know what to sort of ramble about when we all get us talking about it and we all just ramble on and whatnot. And that's basically what it was. It was just sort of, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Well, here's my thoughts on this, Dale. And that was it for 2 minutes. Then back to you. And that, yeah, but no, it was kind of insane though. It was kind of an insane feeling just being. I'll tell you the weirdest thing. The most weirdest is not the right word. I said the nicest thing actually. So I told a bunch of mates, a couple of close friends, like, guys, I'm doing this cool thing. Even like a few of them not even really particularly into Yu-Gi-Oh! I was like, hey, do you guys want to come and tune in and just like watch? And so as soon as I was on, my phone in my pocket started buzzing and blowing up because my mates were going like. So that was really nice. So there's a lot of parts of it that was really nice and like it's made me feel very, very, very humbled and very loved. But yeah, no, it was just crazy. It was just overall really insane.
Yeah, of course.
Were there any like little tips that you'd probably give out like to kind of calm your nerves? Did you have to picture somebody like tripping over or something in the audience just to kind of like, because I know it's a bit weird when you're speaking to people who have got a similar like knowledge of the game as you. So there's always a time where you start feeling, oh, was that the correct analysis for that point? Because maybe someone didn't interpret it this way. Like I tend to picture people falling over. I think it's funny, but yeah.
Honestly, no. I've always suffered with stage fright, to be honest. It's always sort of had an issue with like my whole life. Once I get up and start doing it, I'm fine. Once I get I sit down, I start doing the thing, and I'm like 30 seconds into it, I'm doing it, I'm fine, I'm on board, it's cool. It's just for me, I don't really have a process. I just either I do it or I'm gonna run away, and I don't like doing that's not gonna work out well, so I might as well just do it. So that's all it is for me. Is just gonna get on with it.
Fair.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose tying a little bit back to your content, has the experience of the UK Open made you think a little bit more about your content in any ways at all? Like, is there anything you want to branch out into doing? Is there anything that you've looked back on the Open and thought, oh, there's something I've seen here, or to take an inspiration from, or speaking to like Dale and Alex and people like that? Has it made you think any more differently about the type of content you want to upload on your channel?
Truthfully, there's not a very exciting answer, but maybe no. Just because it says in my channel description, I upload what I want, and that's always been the case. Like, this is not going to stop me from, if I want to upload a non-Yu-Gi-Oh thing, I'm going to upload a non-Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Like, I upload and I do things of what I'm passionate about at the time, and whatever that might be. Because if you've seen the channel yourself, I'm sure you've seen all sorts of weird stuff on there. I've gotten rid of a lot of it now recently, just because it was like, yeah, not really what I'm into anymore. But some of the stuff are still things that I'm quite passionate about. I've got some on there about Dimension 20, which is a D&D show. I've got a thing on there about Final Fantasy 14, an MMO that I really like. You know, I've got all sorts of stuff on there. It's just, hey, am I passionate about this thing right now? Yes, okay, I'll make a video on it. Because I think that's what makes the best videos. Like, I feel like if ever I wasn't really into a topic, I'm just not going to make a video on it. But I think you know it's an interesting point. I think it would be really fun actually at some point too, because I think Dre said something about this at some point of doing like a sort of a home-hosted little dueling contest or something like that, and recording it yourself. That would be really fun. Just getting a few mates over and just like play each other, have a little sort of mini contest, because you can do that with meta decks and then like random, like, you know, bargain nonsense decks and whatnot, and that could be a really fun thing to do. Am I going to do it? Maybe not. That seemed like a lot of effort, and like I say, I've got a day job, so it's one of them things. But hey, you know, I like making Yu-Gi-Oh stuff and talking about it and rambling about it a lot, as you can probably tell. So yeah, I'll just keep doing that.
I like that answer, to be honest. I like the fact that you didn't like try and come up with some deep answer like, oh yeah, speaking to, you know, maybe really think I need to be doing X and Y. You were just like, nah, I'm just going to carry on doing what I like. I really respect that. I really respect that answer. I'm
very lucky to be in a stage in my life where I have a regular job with a regular paycheck. It's paying my bills, it's paying my mortgage. It's all happening. I'm stable. So if ever at some point the YouTube becomes a bigger part of my income, obviously I've got to start thinking about that more. It's not a part of my income at all, right? I don't make any money off that. It's just something I do, like just for fun. It's a hobby, it's a passion project, you know? If ever it becomes an income source, then yeah, maybe I'll start thinking about it and start changing and doing different stuff. But for the time being, no, I make a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, I go to a locals, I might get like third place at a locals, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make a deck profile on that deck, and that's it. That's all I want to do.
No, I really respect that. I'm sure that we will get into some more Yu-Gi-Oh talk momentarily, but there is one question that I did want to ask you, because for those of you who don't know, like Charles said, he's been making content for a while. There is a video of yours. It's a little bit old now, that has actually surpassed over 100,000 views of yours. I did want to ask you, obviously having a video that's had that caliber of like attention, because that 100,000 views isn't small potatoes. Do you look at a video like that and think, if my next video doesn't get X amount of views, it's gonna make me feel like a certain kind of way or anything like that?
Honestly, no. I mean, there was also the video. I think it was my first Yu-Gi-Oh video this year that I uploaded. It, like Goblin Bikers. That's actually my first. That
one did quite well.
That was my first ever locals at Geek. That was my first time going there as well. So that was, just a really cool night, and my first deck profile back doing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and that did fairly well. So that was kind of cool. But I don't try to go, okay, I'm doing this next. I will say that you may have noticed that I did the World of Warcraft versus Final Fantasy 14 video. The next video is another one of those, but in like a different way. I was absolutely trying to capitalize off of the first one. I was like, that's blown up. I've got to try and get another one of those out and see if that can happen again. It didn't, and I was like, all right, fair enough. But yeah, no, it was just sort of that video was. I spent like a solid 2 days sort of getting the footage and editing that video, and I don't think I'd ever edited that much before, so I was just like learning as I went on like Premiere Pro sort of thing. The script I made for it was from months prior, and then I recorded the script after, like, don't want to get into detail there, but like something bad happened, so I was like, I just gotta distract myself and make this. Like, I was in like, not to get too deep, I was in actually not a great place when that video blew up, and that video blowing up was like, whoa, that's made me feel way better.
Yeah.
And I don't expect any of my videos to go big. I don't expect to get any kind of major success on that. But it was just that video hit the right niche. Because people, WoW versus Final Fantasy 14, if you know any MMO stuff, people love that. That's a big. I was expecting that to get 1,000 views. I won't lie. I was like, that'll get 1,000 views. It won't get it straight away, but I'll crack it eventually. I'll be like, but then it got like 100 within the day, and then 200, and then 300, and then suddenly like 10,000. I was like, whoa, that's jumped. And then it just kept. It was got to 100,000 in like a month, and then it's been like gradually like coming up. But yeah, no, I don't think get back into the root of the question of rambling there. I don't think that blowing up made me want to like chase that, because it was always just meant to be something that I made it for the sake of making it. And I just it's a video that I cared about and like wanted to make. And I don't know if you watched the video or not, but towards the end of the video I kind of like put a little sort of message in, more to myself, for myself, about some of the sort of weird stuff that was going on at the time in my life, and I think that actually very much resonated with people, and I can't recreate that. Like, that's not so, because that was a genuine thing that I was dealing with at the time. I don't think I can recreate that. I can't force myself to go through tough times so that I can put a half-up message in a video every 6 months. That's not going to work. I've just got to be genuine as much as I can, and that is the best I can do with that sort of thing, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's weird how YouTube works, and some things just hit the algorithm, and YouTube's like, yes, we're onto a winner here.
100%.
And you could do exactly the same thing and just nothing. It's like,
truly,
it's crazy.
It hit the niche. The niche, like MMO viewers and fans and MMO players love MMOs in general. Like, it's rare to find a World of Warcraft player who hasn't played FF14 or RuneScape or this, or even just a little bit. So when you see a this versus that, MMO players are like, let's go, and they will get the video. It's a very weird little niche, but it's a popular little niche.
Funny thing is, I resonate with that really, really strongly, because it's funnily enough, RuneScape has been like my main MMO since I was like young. Like, I played just when RuneScape 2 started, so this is like, I don't know, 2004, 2005.
Wow.
Yeah, and like it's the same where I've tried FF14, I've tried WoW, I've tried all of these, and it's exactly that. Like, I'll just be on my phone scrolling, and then I'll see like, oh, like these are the top 5 weapons in WoW, and it's like I don't play WoW like religiously like that, but I'll still click it. I'm still interested, or it'll be like there's this one of my favorite channels is it's Josh Strife Hayes.
Love
yeah. By the way, this guy has probably one of the most like incredible like scripting and voicing on his videos. Like his videos, he doesn't do too much with the editing, but he just talks really well on his like scripting. But like he has a series called Worst MMO, so he just like, and it's not actually the worst MMO, he just calls it Worst MMO, and he reviews loads of MMOs. And it's a similar thing where it's like Neverwinter Nights and EVE Online and all these different, and it's like I've watched videos on it again, like exactly you said, Charles, because like I'm just interested. I like MMOs.
You want to see what it's like on the other side of the pond. You want to go like, hey, I've played this one a lot. What that one's like? But you
Exactly.
never play it. You want to look at it. You want to go like, oh, I'll check it out. You know. I think there's a quote by someone. I don't know what it was, but it was something like, "What a lactose intolerant person can't walk through the cheese aisle now and then." Like, even if you're not going to go and get it, you have a look.
yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. So let's get into a bit of the UK Open talk. So we've all seen the results from the UK Open, right? The top 8 decks and whatnot, right?
Yes.
Actually, I haven't.
So I'll give you a little spoiler, Charles. I don't believe there were any Justice Hunters decks in the top 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really impressive, actually.
Which, how do you guys feel about that? Like, what do you think it entails?
I'll be right, it doesn't surprise me personally because, like, I think, and I've said it before, I don't think the Justice Hunter decks are that good. Like, I not that they're not good, they're meta decks, but I genuinely feel like the power level before was already really high, and I don't look at any of the new decks and think, ooh, like, this is gonna destroy the meta. Like, when Ryzel came out, it was like, no, this deck is broken. Like, it just collapsed everything else. Look at these, I'm like, they're good, but I can't see a good reason why I wouldn't just still summon X or just play Mitsurugi or something. So but yeah, I'm not that surprised, to be fair. Apart from, the one exception is I think Kane Anquistron is really good. That's the only one that I think is really, really good. Everything else is like, yeah, it's okay.
I think it's a bit of it was a bit of new toy syndrome abroad, which hasn't so much translated here. I think people have got their bits and pieces. They might pick up the like Urizunas or the Draco Telcors, but they've still got decks that are effective, and they're probably just gonna play those. Like Malice still does stuff like Dominus Impulse and all that other non-engine it has in the deck still is very effective. So like, I probably wouldn't trade that in for a deck that I'm less familiar with. Do you get what I mean? And I think that familiarity is played into why people, or why those older decks are still successful, because they've been playing them for how long now? Like, they know ins and outs and how to navigate boards. They've probably had more situations where they've had to find their way out of it through their own knowledge of their own deck and knowledge of their opponent's deck. So, yeah, it's an interesting feat, but I do think the older decks are still just as powerful, just like what Fabs was saying. It's crazy.
Yeah. In the stream here, we've got these 8 breakdowns. So it was Mitsurugi variants in top 8. 1 Centurion who made finals, 2 Mento, 1 Malice, and then 1 VS. So there was 1 quote unquote Justice Hunters deck in there, and 1 that has yet to be revealed, which could very well be a Justice Hunters deck, or it could be something else that's entirely crazy. I'm loving this Centurion in the finals, by the way, because I'm fairly sure this was the same, maybe the same player, but the same build that Top Tour won a regional recently.
I think it was the same player, as far as I understand. Yeah, I think it was the same player. Yeah. As far as I'm aware, I don't know how accurate this is, but as far as I'm aware, he actually mentioned to someone around the set, like, this sort of thing. He said, like, I'm just gonna not play this anymore. I'm sick of this deck. And I was like, no, man, that's a cool deck. That's your pet. Like, this is, again, I've heard, I'm paraphrasing here, I've heard someone else say this. I am, for example, if I'm playing against someone, I am not concerned about Jesse Cotton on Dracatel, right? I am concerned about this guy I don't know on Centurion Super Heavy Samurai. What's going on there? What's happened? He's had that for 3 years. I'm terrified. I don't know what either of those things do.
Yeah. Why is he here?
Yeah, exactly.
How has he got to this point with this deck?
Why don't we hear bus music? What's happening? Like it's like the super bus that you just don't know is going to be there, and suddenly, hello there, and he's just
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I do love seeing that that a deck like Centurion can do this well in a huge tournament setting, because it does prove that like you don't always necessarily have to pick up a new deck to get these results.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. One thing I will say as well is, and I think I even mentioned it to you guys, Mitsurugi, by the way, Pure, it's like, if you did a bit of testing, you'll see like Mitsurugi Pure, like, really craps on all of the new decks. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I was talking to these guys and I was saying like, oh, Yummy seems to go crap to me, because it's like, I played like 5 games in a row on DB, and it's like, I'll be playing Mitsurugi, I'll just like summon the big guy, and then the whole board just dies, and it's like, well, I guess it's over for you now. And it's like the Mitsurugi cards are still just, it's genuinely, it's interesting, because I don't think Mitsurugi is as broken, and I'm talking about Pure, is as broken as like Raizu Mitsu or Malice or anything, but just Mitsurugi's specific positioning this format is so effective, like, and then on top of that, it's good against the new stuff, and it was already great before as well. Like, if you're playing Rogue or something, Mitsurugi's also going to slap you up. So I think that
we don't know what the Justice Hunters format looks like with Mitsurugi, because it wasn't over. We haven't seen that yet. We don't know what's going on with that yet. And you're exactly right. It absolutely trounces Yummy, because you summon the big guy. That's just a Raigeki. What are they going to do? They can't play about a Raigeki. You can that's it. That's it. So
it's interesting you bring up about Pure Mitsurugi, Fabs, because looking at this top 8 now, there's only one Mitsurugi Raizel, which is Tyler, actually. Shout out to Tyler, friend of the channel. So two Pure Mitsurugis in top 8 and one Mitsu Raizel.
I think what the 2 Mitsurugi players, apparently, I think, is it Josh Kelly and Jay Patel? I think Josh Kelly taught Jay Patel how to play Pure Mitsurugi.
Oh, no way?
Yeah. So they have the very similar list, but I think what's wholly understated is Mirakumo's discard effect. I think in this format, having cards in hand is essential. You got like Joker, you've got all the Vanquish Souls that need to reveal. Yummies are 1-card starter, but normally they've just got a 1-card starter. Do you got what I mean? So if they're having to pitch that for any other effect, it just feels bad. And over 2 turns, that's like 3 or 4 cards that are just been wasted, and Mirakumo was just still sitting there like, I'm gonna wipe your board soon. So
if you Mirakumo a Draco Tail player at the right point, it can be critical, right?
Yeah. It's the thing is as well, as I'd say, it's not even just that. It's also, if I'm playing Mitsurugi and I let you do everything in the world as a Draco Tail player, what you can do, you can chuck my ritual cards back in my hand so I can use them again. Same with Yami, it's like, you're gonna maybe banish a card, safe Kusanagi. Like, there's just not a lot that any of the decks right now do that Mitsurugi cares that much about. Like, it's because Mitsurugi, when you look at it, it's the thing before where it's like, it's the new Fire King almost, where it's just a bunch of removal. Like, they have the Mirakumo on the board, then they have SP and Dynamondo and all of this, and it's like, they're just going to keep blowing up your board, and you just can't really do anything about it. There's not a lot of ways you can interact with that board, with that game plan.
And their follow-up game is crazy. Like, I was playing Pure Mitts for a bit, and you finish your board with like 1 card in hand and like 2 or 3 unfilled, and then by the 3rd interaction you've got a full hand again, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna do it all over again. Like,
it's such an uphill battle playing against that deck in the right hands.
It really is.
It is also as well, I noticed, because obviously I had access to a lot of the deck lists while I was at the Open as well. I don't think I saw a single person main decking Droll anymore. And that's also going to really open the door to Mitsurugi Raizel. So I'm actually shocked we didn't see more of it, to be honest, because it was doing well before. Yes, the new, my personal opinion, the new decks, I think there are some that have that very high ceiling, like with Kanon Crystron, that sort of thing. But in general, I think they've come onto the playing field at a very similar level to what we were seeing before. And it's what you said before, is that it's a new toy thing going on. People are excited for the new stuff and playing it a lot more. But generally speaking, it's not as if the old stuff has become unplayable now at all. It's still super playable and super viable.
Yeah. And just on the Droll thing as well, one of the interesting things about that card, and I think what's made it so much like a not ideal choice, is like, before you would Droll the deck and then you would basically win because they can't do anything. With K9, Vanquish Souls, like, you Droll them, or even Yummy, because they play so many hand traps, you Droll them, it passes to you, they hand trap you 3 times, or they summon something annoying on your turn, and then it's just coming straight back to them. So it's like Droll doesn't destroy resources, and they have such incredible resource game. They have the ability to play on your turn as well. It's like Droll just becomes not an efficient card, and then as you see it, a deck like Mitsurugi just goes, "Alright, safe, no Droll. Oh, this is a good day for me."
I can see someone using Droll defensively, as in like,
Yes.
I'm not sure how you put it, but like using it during your own turn to stop something like a Mulch Army.
Yeah.
They get a draw off it and then they're done. Like, 'cause a lot of the new decks don't really care all much about Droll. I think Kanon does somewhat, but I know that Bracketel and Yoni, they don't really care for Droll that much.
Yeah.
So
I think the caveat with Vanquish Soul K9 is if you Droll them and they have the right hand, they will just smash at you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's a bit like,
Smashes.
Smashes is definitely a problem unless you're playing against Triff in the final of YCS Vancouver.
It's hilarious now on DB.
No shade
everyone, because right now I'm playing K9 Christian on Dueling Book, but everyone is playing Ghost Token now in the main because of that. Like everyone just like I thought that was such a big brain tech because I didn't even realize like, oh yeah, if you just kill it, then they can lock themselves out as well. So I think that was a sick tech by him, to be honest. It was really cool.
Definitely shout out Triff on that one. So one of the things we talked about before the results of the Open was, do we even need a ban list with new decks being so prominent? But I think it's clear that we actually do.
Yeah.
But the question is what?
For me personally, I think the Forbidden Limited list would do well to. Honestly, I know it's everyone's first port of call, Paradigm Smasher.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's not a like.
It's a quality of life hit for the game, right?
Yeah, it's not a conducive to a fun game. Like that card, any card that can do that being around is just not fun for the game. Same with, in my opinion, what's it called? The trap card, the Windwing Beast trap card. The other one. It's just not fun. It's just an anti-fun card. It's one like barrier statues. They're not fun. Anti-fun. Like Mermaid can still summon that really easily, and if they're going first and can summon that, a lot of the time you just can't play, and that's just not fun. So I think if anything would be put on the Forbidden Limited list, it should be things that are anti-fun. That's it. Because otherwise, in terms of like the strength level of this format, it feels really varied and even, to be honest. I don't think there's any real big outlier for what is the best at the moment. It's all fairly even keel.
Do you know what? It's interesting you say that, because I was talking to somebody about this and they said to me, it is all very interesting and there's all these decks that could potentially top, but that's if you're playing the new stuff. Like, what if I want to play an older deck? He said, I haven't got a choice. Do you know what I mean? I don't like any of these new decks, and now I'm forced to play one of these decks that I don't like. And I know Yu-Gi-Oh was supposed to evolve and product and all that kind of stuff, but I just thought it was a bit of a valid point, because they're forced to incorporate some of the new cards which they don't particularly like, which is kind of turning them off the game, if you get what I mean, with people that vote with their feet.
I do get what you mean. Personally, I think I have to disagree. Just because, again, we saw the second place at the UK Open. That didn't have any new stuff in it. That stuff, not even in the last format. That stuff from like 2-3 formats ago. That was a while ago. That stuff was in there. I do think there are these niches. You guys know I love Goblin Bike and stuff. I think that could see a bit of a comeback of all the K9 stuff around. You can fit a K9 engine into like just a very small package in almost every deck, and so almost every deck can summon an Xyz monster. And Goblin Bike is one of that's fun. I like that. So I think it's one of those cases where I don't think it's like a dreadful point. I understand why people like feel that way, but it's also not as if that's never happened before. You know what I mean? Like, it's whenever the new hotness comes out, that's always going to be the big thing. And then at some point, there's always going to be that deck that's been like at the back of the queue for a long time that's suddenly been popped up because it's, hey, it was there. Oh, new stuff. Oh, it's gone, Like Flu, for example, Flouanderies. I feel like there's always going to be a Flouanderies player somewhere in any given tournament, but it's, as time goes on, it's going to get less and less prominent, obviously. And it's the same with each and every passing in each and every format. It's just how the game progresses and evolves and whatnot. So I do understand what you're saying, but I think it's not maybe as doom and gloom as that. I think overall the format's actually really cool at the moment. Personally, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I think I'd be inclined to agree. I think I do understand completely the thought process of points like that, and I don't think it's an invalid thought process train or what. I suppose my argument to that would be, if there's a deck that you want to play, then, or a deck that you know is your only option to play, I suppose the best thing that you'd have to do is, like, because I'm a person who I love playing shaft decks. Like Draco Tail being a deck that I play is rare in that it's good. So when I'm building a deck that I know hasn't got that power level, like I'm looking at what that deck can do that's the most unfair thing for this meta as possible, and seeing if it's got something I can capitalize on. Like a great example I think of this is Blue Eyes, this format. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon has a really, really, really good matchup into Yummy. The Primite Fusion, the Primite cards are about to be very accessible with Battles of Legend in the Tins. That has something that's really good against Yummy. They're naturally big bodies, so Vanquish Soul can get over them, but it's a little bit more difficult. It can play Dominus Purge in Songs of the Dominators, which is like a strength for it. But that's just an example of one deck, right? I've been talking to people who've been unironically talking about heroes, because Dark Law is annihilates this format. Like, I suppose you have to just look at the options that you have available to you and just think, how can I capitalize on this? Like with the example of Centurion, like that's just a deck that's just very by the numbers. It knows what it wants to do, and it's just going to do it and hope that it gets there. And I guess that was good enough, right?
On the topic of the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, it also stops K9 Jokel.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like that card itself is just really solid at the moment into some of the big decks in the meta. It's not like game winning, but it's good. It's not as if it's suddenly out of the meta now. It's still very much, I would say, very much in contention, and it's just a matter of like popularity. We will still see that pop up now and then, just less so now.
Yeah. But I do think it is a very valid point, and I don't want to, I suppose, disregard that point at all.
100%.
Because I think it is like we've all played with the new toys, right? Like we've all been there.
I'd be fine with them unbanning original simple spoils. I think Rescue Ace. I think Rescue Ace is a deck that we all love, and that's all I have to say about it.
Are you excited for the Starlight?
I didn't even know there was a Starlight coming out, to be fair.
Yeah, Hydrant's going to be flinging it up.
Oh, Hydrant. Yeah. Ooh, that's going to be nice. I already have collectors, but I'll pick up Starlights as well. Why not?
For the TYS fans out there, for the TYS fans out there, can you just bookmark this point at which Fabs has mentioned Rescue Ace, and we'll move on.
So as a pet deck of Fabs, do you think that a deck like Rescue Ace could do well?
Yeah, Rescue Ace matters as well, to be fair. Because Impulse is a broken card, that's why K9 was it K9 or whatever was playing it before. Malice, no, it wasn't that. It was Vanquish Soul. Vanquish Soul was playing Impulse partially before, because Impulse is a really broken. Like being able to play on turn 0 is a fairly like good thing, and there's not that many decks that can do that in Archetype. And the thing is, if you're playing on turn 0, you need to play really well on turn 0, because if you don't, they're going to play on turn 0 after you did it and punish you for it. So yeah, Rescue is actually pretty good this format. It's actually weirdly enough, but I think I lean more on Andre's side, where I think the gap is huge. Like I think Centurion is more of an outlier in a case of that guy's skill. I think that what we usually tend to see, especially early on in formats as well, is if you're really good at a specific deck early on in the format is where you can really excel and do a lot, because it's still kind of swings and roundabouts, no one knows what's going on, and you come in with a lot of understanding and knowledge and can tailor it to like winning in a specific game plan. But and also Centurion specifically has something that a lot of other decks don't have right now. It's one of the only decks that can play around every single Molchami. Like, because of obviously it places the stuff on board and then summons it, literally you'll be lucky to get one draw out of a Centurion, which is really, really good. And then add that to the fact that it's a naturally consistent deck, it can play a lot of hand traps. And this is, again, because of K9, you don't want to activate effects in hand. So it's like you want to play a deck that can do play loads of good non-engine like thrust and stuff, and also not have to waste effects in hand. Centurion's one of the few decks that can do that.
And graveyard as well.
And graveyard effects. Hand and graveyard. Like, and that's the thing about Centurion. Like, they have 1 or 2 graveyard effects, but they can just be like, safe. I don't have to do it. I'll do it on your turn.
They're not incremental to the strategy.
Yeah, they don't even have to summon on your turn. Like they probably will, but they don't even have to synchro summon on your turn. They can play under Nib, they can play under Molcharmies. Ash doesn't do anything apart from like one of their starters. I think it's the normal summon that searches the field.
It's Primera.
Yeah, so Centurion's quite an interesting strategy. But what I am interested to see actually, and I guess I'm gonna pivot on, is the next set, the Doom of Dimension set, because one of my favorite decks is getting a whole host of support, which is DDD. And so I'm very excited to see that come into the format. I want to see if it can do anything. And spoiler alert, I don't think it will, but let's see what happens.
I think the problem, before Jimothy carries on, the problem I think with DDD is that, and I know this is a point you're going to argue, Fabs, because we've had this conversation before, but I think that people just will be put off by how quote-unquote big brain the deck is to play.
Yeah,
I know you said
I know
this
that
before,
you don't agree
Fabs.
that
Go
it
on,
is.
say it. Just say it.
Again, it's like fake complexity. Like I look at like different types of complexity in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I look at you look at a deck like Malice, and I think that's real complexity because your deck is so strong that after I ash you, there are 15 different routes you can take to still play. In DD, if you imperm my link 2, my turn ends. Like, there's not that much complexity. Like, you get it? So I consider, like, a strength of a deck is a relevant part of how hard the deck is. And I think in DDD, to be fair, so, like, because now they can play through a little bit getting impermed on link 2. But I think, yeah, DDD is actually quite straightforward, like, if you play it a bit. And also, the cool thing about DDD now from before it was hard for them to play the Fiendsmith engine. Now they actually can. You literally just play 3 Requiem in Fiendsmith, 3 Requiem, 1 Tract in Fiendsmith in DDD, and it starts your engine, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it'll have a little bit of popularity. Might see
3 Requiem?
Yeah, you play 3 Requiem, 1 Tracts, and you know, what's the quick plays? The quick play 1 Tract? Yeah, you play 3 Requiem at it, and then it starts. If you don't know, when Caesar goes to the graveyard, it searches a Dark Contract. You wouldn't know that because you don't play Dark Contracts in your deck. But, Caesar is actually a DDD card. It's
tell me to start can't do summons. What? It does more.
Yeah, literally. Everyone thinks Caesar is like a Fiendsmith card. It's actually a DDD card. So yeah. It has a whole other effect where it like gives attack to the monsters on the field after it negates the summon. Like it does.
Yeah, the attack boost if it has a DDD material is nuts, isn't it? It goes to like 4K or something.
1,800 to 2 DDD monsters on field.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's every time it negates as well, right?
Every time negates and it's permanent. So yeah, it's
that's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll see.
It'd be a real shame if Caesar ends up getting banned for Fiendsmith sins.
Yeah.
Which I don't think will happen. For the record.
I was really terrified about that during Snake Eye format, that Caesar was going to get hit, and I was like, why? Don't do this. This is like the one good boss monster we have. Yeah.
Leading on to that, I know we was going to talk about this in a little bit more depth, but we've got Battles of Legends coming out just before. It's before Doom of Dimensions, before the tins, isn't it?
Yeah. As of recording, when this is released, it'll be out. Comes out tomorrow, as of recording. I think.
Is this the Orcus Battles of Legend deck?
Yeah, the one that got delayed.
Yeah, that one.
So what are your thoughts on that? Obviously it got delayed, but like we've got that, and then we've got the tins, and then we've got Doom of Dimensions. Is that correct? So a lot of product in, I don't know, a month and a half.
Very short amount of time, yeah.
What do you feel? How do you feel about that, or any thoughts?
Charles, I'll let you tee this one off. So I've got a few things I've got a few angles that I look at this from.
I'm personally really excited for Battles of Legends stuff coming out. I know it's obviously come a bit late, unfortunately, but I mean, I've had 2 boxes on order since before we knew it was getting delayed, so I'm going to get a fun little package. Yay! That's just exciting and that as well. But yeah, that's going to be fun because like it's making the Primarch cards more readily available to people. It's making the Orcus strategy and the Gem Knight strategy is now playable. Even if they don't shake up the current meta too much, they're still going to be there. Someone's still going to enjoy and play those decks, and it's more options for people. If anything, it will make some cheaper decks, I imagine, because if those cards are going to release not at the top of the game, that's going to make a bunch of budget decks. That's going to be healthy for the game because more people will have more options of like cheaper decks to jump in and go, yes, let's start playing, let's do that. That looks fun. Gem Knights, what are they? They look cool. What's an Orcus? They're little robot music people. I'll jump in that. You have options and whatnot. So I think overall, actually, really is going to be good for the game, even if not better warping. It'll shift things up a little bit. You know, there'll be some changes here and there. The tin stuff, don't know a huge amount about those, truthfully. I mean, I like them because they are releasing cards that have otherwise maybe been a bit hard to get hold of occasionally. More Charmy we're getting is I think we're getting the Perulia and Foalas was announced, I believe it was. That's great. How wonderful is that? That's awesome. More people can play those cards. More people can have access to those powerful cards. And then Doom of Dimensions. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't have anything that's going to be, not that I know for sure, obviously, but I don't think it's going to have anything too crazy for shaking up the metagame.
I think the biggest things that we've seen in the OCG are the support for the Justice Hunters decks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Overall, it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of product and a lot of change in a short span of time. If anything, I'm just kind of excited to see how things get shaken up. If at all, it might not change all that much. Or it might be a little bit of a, you know, maybe if you're talking like a tier list, you might think that, okay, maybe some tier 1 decks go to tier 2, maybe some tier 2 come up sort of thing. But yeah, truthfully, I don't think it'll make any huge difference. But yeah, any new changes and releases I get excited for. It's just, I like seeing the space we play, you know, like little changes and alterations here and there.
What about you, folks?
Yeah, I agree. I don't see any meaningful changes coming up, like, to the meta. Well, again, like, for example, there's another archetype that I'm interested in, Demon Dimensions, which is Magnificestorm. I don't think it's a particularly good deck, but it's fun, and I really like playing it, because, yeah, it's fun to use Mystical Space Typhoon, like, 12 times in a turn.
MST negates, bro.
Yeah, like, literally, it actually negates that. Yeah, change. I do think though, one thing that I am...
Sorry, that's the wrong thing. Carry on. I said very the wrong thing there. Oh no.
Yeah, so yeah, that round.
That's the wrong thing.
Because I heard it, I was like, okay.
That's we'll go to our locals. That other one is not something I wanted to shout out. That is not.
So yeah, I don't think Demon Dimensions is going to make like a significant change to the format. I think we're probably going to still see like Dracotel, Yummy, all of them. I think the same for what's that set called, the Battles of Legend as well. I do think those decks are good-ish, but I think that's not even like just from a pure power creep perspective, from a perspective of their matchup coming into Yummy and K9 and stuff. I think those decks don't play well. Orcus is going to get absolutely battered by K9 and Yummy. Gem Knight is okay, but it's going to really struggle to consistently OTK again.
Yeah, going second is like so much harder now than it ever has been.
Imagine I know you're playing Paradise Smasher, I'm playing Gem Knight, and I choose to go second. It's like, and yes, Gem Knight technically can summon Paradise Smasher, but it loses to 100. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to have a huge impact. Could be wrong, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think for me particularly, I'm really, like, you know, I will say it, I'm sad that Battles of Legend didn't come out when it was meant to, because looking at, like, the shake-up with the NAWCQ, seeing Orcus winning, Gem Knight making top 4 and taking multiple top cut slots, like, that format seemed, like, so fun. And I'm like a huge Gem Knight fan. Like me and Fabs have talked about this before. I'm a huge fan of like just fusion summoning deck from deck. Like it's a great strategy, and I've been testing it for a while, and I was really looking forward to it. And like I tested it into this format, and it's just like, oh, okay. Like, and yeah, I think it's definitely not a deck that you can play it. Like harking back to what I said earlier, like it's definitely a strategy that you can pick up and do well with. And I do think it like decks like Gem Knight and Orcus and what have you, even the Dirac stuff has been making waves. Like I think there'll be a lot of cooler budget options, but I think it's a shame that they're coming out this side of the pond now at a point where they're not, where people may buy them after being excited and not feel like some of the buzz may go right when they go to locals, and it maybe doesn't, you know, do as well as you would want them to, or they find out that, you know, maybe it's a little bit not the right format for it, kind of thing. So I'm a little bit. Go on.
No.
Change my mind a tiny bit. Magnificent actually is good because it has incredible synergy with Doomsy. I've just seen.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Also, actually, a quick thing on that note. I saw that Magnificent can be good because it can make rank 3s really easily.
Yes.
Goblin Bikers, of course.
I'm just saying.
Goblin Bikers. Our time is now.
What was I saying? I do think it's a little bit daunting with the amount of product that is coming out. But looking at what's going to be coming out on like after that, there's quite a big drought until December. You've got the branded structure there, but that's not going to have to do anything really. Let's be honest. Then you've got the new set, so I think it'll give people a lot of time to like innovate. I suppose from a buyer's perspective, it'll just be like looking at how you want to spend your money, I suppose. And like you, Charles, I'm all for the tins. I think that cards. There are certain cards that the majority of every player should have access to, like the Mulchamis. I know that a lot of these staple cards like Little Knight and Impermanence have had rarity collection reprints, but prices don't always stay low forever, and more people getting into the game is only a good thing. Doom of Dimensions, I think time will tell, truthfully. But it is daunting for me specifically because I'm going to be opening all these sets as I'll be helping out my friend who's a vendor. I'm not looking forward to it, but it is fun. But my fingers will be blistered come the end of September.
You know what? I like the shake up that the new sets provide. But I feel like we get to a point sometimes where I think we get spoilt for choice, and Yu-Gi-Oh! We see Yu-Gi-Oh! Players complain about this set's rubbish. No point investing in it. It's not that good of a set, and I feel like you can't have a banger set every month.
No, you can't.
And the fact that you get one every month is a bit of a testament to Konami, because they've kind of hit the nail on the head where people are just consuming products because the next month something else is out, something new is out, you got another card that you need to get, and you're constantly on this bit of a chase. And I feel like if they just spread out some of the card distribution, like I've seen some of the tin releases and they look good and I'm like, yes, reprints. But if they're swamped in a 400 plus card set, I'm like, well, am I actually gonna see that if I buy a couple of tins? Probably not. Do you know what I mean? And then then that frustration kicks in because you're like, oh, I've been waiting all this time. Like I want Dominus Impulse. I could go and buy one now. I don't want to. I don't want to spend that much money on cardboard. But the reprints come in, and I'm thinking to myself, I could buy a couple of tins and pull one, and I'm thinking, that's not gonna happen. Might as well just buy a lottery ticket. Do you know what I mean? And I'll go and buy my Impulse from the vendors. So I just
into the league in the heart of the cards, man.
But, like Impulse could have been in the Battle of Legends set or the Mulchamp. Something he could have just spread it out across it. It feels a bit heavy. Do you know what I mean? And it leads to this like back, and they're killing the rarities as well. Like I've heard people complaining about Starlight. I'm like, well, I don't care. I just want to play the card in it.
Who cares?
What do you? I do actually want to talk about, because I saw people complaining about the reprints of, was it SP and Imperm or something?
Yeah.
This is what it is, Fabs. This is what it is. People have invested money into Yu-Gi-Oh cards like stocks, and instead of doing the smart thing and investing in things that will only go up, like DDS Blue Eyes is, or like I don't know, TP cards or whatever. And this isn't shade to anyone. Spend your money how you want. I don't care. People are upset that they're what's the word I'm looking for? Yes, thank you. People are upset that their investment hasn't worked out for them, but that is how investments work.
You know what? I would argue. The thing is, I was with you until you even said the DDS Blue Eyes thing. I was gonna say, if you spend money on cardboard and expect it to go up, and it doesn't, I mean.
No, but like if you were going to do that, you'd invest it in things that you would think would. Do you know? Well, it's not my market, to be fair. So I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Well, just, you know what? Is Konami publicly traded? Invest in Konami. I'd rather do that than like invest in SP Little Knight and hope it goes up. Like, what the heck? Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, oh no, like they printed it, and also like the market for people buying those cards isn't like massive anyway. So like. I don't know. Yeah, I saw that. I was surprised. I don't know why people were so upset. I was like, yeah, they've reprinted it. Like, I don't see a problem. Like, I don't buy. I personally, I brought the Rescue Ace Hydrants in collectors, not because I wanted to sell them. I bought it because I like the card. I thought that's why you buy the high rarity stuff, because you think the card's cool, not because like you're hoping to flip it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
All Jimmy Genesis, and I'm never getting rid of that. I love that card. I took those to Berlin with me. Like those cards, I'm never, even if in 10 years' time I'm no longer playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm keeping those cards forever. Like my Mulchami playmat, my special card sleeves that they gave me the one I was there, those are staying in the special box forever, because I took those to my first ever like solo adult abroad trip, regardless of what it was for. Like, it's
Yeah.
because I cared about it. I like those cards. They make me happy. I have them.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. I've got 2 VS cores. All right, shoot me. And people keep, oh, why don't you just sell one? I was like, well, I like the original one, but I like the shiny ones. Can I not just have both? It's my money, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
go and buy yourself a pair of socks. How about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. People should just just spend your money how you want to spend it in it, but know that you're spending money at a risk.
Yeah.
Like, and I completely agree in terms of like keeping stuff that's not, might not have, monetary value. I mean, I bought that yugioh OCG map for like £90 when it was an exclusive. I got it framed on my wall. TCG very thankfully reprinted it, so now it's dipped and it's only worth about 40 quid, but that doesn't mean that I like it any less.
Yeah.
Like,
So, yeah.
I do think it's a weird thing, and it's obviously there is the aspect where this might sound like I'm just saying it because of what I've had the opportunity to do now. It might sound like I'm just sort of saying it to, suck up a little bit. But genuinely, I've always thought this. Like, at the end of the day, it's a collectible card game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if personally it's the best idea to be putting a huge amount of like income and cash around this sort of thing. Should it not be something you do for fun more so? Like, you get your shiny cardboard because you like your shiny cardboard. Shiny cardboard. I've got shiny cardboard. I like it. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like you said, I've not got that to sell it on or trade it on. And then occasionally, if I pull a card that I'm like, wow, that's awesome, then okay, cool, I get a little bonus, and I can trade that for a handful of cards that I actually want as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's a trading card game, and that, again, not to harp on it too much, but I feel like people kind of lost that aspect of it, and people sort of businessify it a bit much.
Yeah.
Like, hey, just enjoy the game for what it is, surely,
And I think with Yu-Gi-Oh specifically, and this is something that I always say, and people may disagree with me, they may not, but Yu-Gi-Oh, I look at it as a trading card game that's designed for the players in terms of like the way that the reprints work, and like they know the players are going to spend this much money on X cards, so they'll put it in a high rarity reprint. If someone said to me, I'm looking at investing in cards as an investment, I'd be like, bro, go Pokemon, go Magic, like, don't go Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, like, if you ever say you're investing in Yu-Gi-Oh, just know that I'm helping you. You're not investing. You have an addiction that you don't want to admit it. That's what it really is. It's not investment. Yeah, let's not mince words. Yeah, that's hard to me.
Yeah, but I suppose investment is subjective. But going back to the original topic, I think the reprints are a good thing. There's one thing I can see out of tins that I don't think I'm going to see though, and that is the tactical try cards, because I don't know where else they can print them.
Oh yeah, interesting.
There's only 9 new cards, and there's been some reveals that by the time this episode comes out, the entire set could be revealed, and that could sound like I've got a tinfoil hat on anyway. But they're leaking new cards that have come out recently. The Dragon King card, Dragon Core, whatever it is, the Goblin Biker card. And there's a new Macro Cosmos monster because we needed more of them. So they're clearly showing that they're fine to like print new cards in there. And I just think you've got 9 cards, for fan favorite archetypes. You want these tins to bang clearly. Surely that's the best place for them, right? Or like, do you guys think I'm like puffing like cope? Or
They've not announced all the cards yet, have they? Right? They've announced.
No. As of recording, no.
Right. Because I guess I don't think they've announced any today, if I'm not mistaken. I think they've kind of stopped on the announcements, and they'll just maybe just release it now.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that. I haven't got a clue how that works. But no, I think you're actually like it could be something really cool to see. Like I want to see all these new fancy cards as well. That could be really fun to be able to like play and test with and whatnot.
Yeah. I also want Rescues to get their variant of, you know how like Live Twin got their own like staple reprint, and then so did Eldritch got like Extrav. I'm waiting for. I don't know what they're gonna do for Rescues, but I'm very excited to see that because it's gonna be amazing. Whatever it is, whatever card it is, I'm gonna find an excuse to play in every single deck. I don't care if it's, I don't care what it is. I'll play like
He's going to be the one that gets that.
It's going to be Dominus Purge, perhaps. And you're going to be like, no.
I'll still play it. You guys will be shocked. Yeah, I'll play Monarch Rescues. Yeah, why not? Normal Summon Turbulence. Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully it is. The only thing I'd say is that when they did the old tactical try stuff, it was a bit more disparate. Like they
But
just.
this is because it's in a pack in it. It's not like the set decks you can buy.
No, as in so you're talking about like the follow-up support for the tactical tri decks, right?
No, I'm talking about bringing them to the TCG. So like
The
Domination
tactical
Chaos.
tries themselves. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, then,
Yeah.
that's a good point. So yeah, maybe that is the case. Yeah, so it will be interesting to see. Yeah. Hopefully it comes out.
Because believe me, that Dark Magician Link 1 fusion thing is going to go off the Draco type.
Yeah.
That Dark Magician card is really, really good. And you know when you see a card coming and it's like, that card is just going to get a bunch of stuff banned. Like, I'm already seeing on the horizon, I don't know how Dia Bellstar exists in the world with that Dark Magician card, because that card is insane now. Like, Dia Bellstar just became like Dragoon plus like a million other things. So that card's going to be fantastic, and it's also nice. I as these guys know, look, Blue Eyes is inferior. Dark Magician is the ultimate wizard of attack and defense, clearly, and I'm very excited to be able to play Dark Magician pure with that. It's going to be a great addition to the deck, to be honest. Yeah.
Actually, I know exactly what you mean, because when I was in Berlin, I had a few prize tickets left over, and I picked up the Dark Magician sleeves that have like only because as and when that becomes its own deck, like I ain't got a clue what's going on with this, but we got the Blue Eye Structure deck, hoping we get a Dark Magician also Red Eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is good on the extra deck sleeves, 100%, and that's going to get like nice double sleeved up, make him fancy. Because how can you not play that with the Dark Magician stuff? You know.
Do you know the annoying thing I always find about nice sleeves? I never want to use them. Like I get nice sleeves, I'm like, but I just said that the solution I had is I ended up double sleeving everything because
exactly. I got that pack of like commemorative sleeves from the WCQ, and I'm never using anything again for my extra deck sleeves. But I've got them all double sleeved because they're just really nice. I can't not double sleeve them. They're just so lovely.
Yeah.
No, I've like the sleeves I want at Nats 24. Like they're still in the packet. Like I'm never going to use them, but I want to. So I know it's just like.
Look at you guys flexing. Look at you guys. These are the sleeves I'm using. See that? Plain white matte.
I'm not flexing. Why wouldn't you do such a thing? There's no flexing here. There's no way.
Is that Molchami matte cloth, or is it just? No, it's not okay. It looks like it was a cloth mat on the thingy.
It is a nice looking mat. The Magnum one goes hard. Nice. I hear that one went out really fast.
It went out. So I actually could have got that on the first day, because on the first day I was there on the Friday, I topped a on-demand side event. I was really concerned because I bought the Morogenesis deck and was like, do I need to change it because I bought my Kashtira stuff and do I want to put those back in? So I thought I'll test it out quickly in a little side event. Managed to just go and defeat. I was like, okay, yeah, I feel good now. Now I'm feeling more confident. And I could have gone to go and get that on the first day, and then I thought, because you know what, I'll probably won't make day 2. I'll decide events on day 2. I'll get some more tickets. By the time I went to go and get anything on day 2, everything I wanted was gone from the prize. I was like, even the pop mat was gone. I wanted the pop mat.
You got those nice Dark Magician sleeves though, Charles. They can't take that away from you.
I also got Time Wizard.
Oh,
nice.
Play.
Yeah, that's cute. You know, I don't mind that. That's cool.
That's cute.
Right. So, as we're coming up on our hour mark, should we pivot into our last topic?
Yeah. I think we've definitely got a bit of time to pivot onto the last topic. Before we get into it, Charles, it's been a real pleasure. I mean, we know you personally, so it's been nice to have not only a familiar face, but someone who's up and coming as well. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug while you're here?
Check out my channel, Large Lad Charles on YouTube. From there, I'm going to put links to my new Twitter because I just feel like I should have a slightly more professional Twitter now. So I'll do that as well. But yeah, no, just check out my channel, go and check out my videos. I don't upload regularly or have any set schedule. I'll make a deck, I'll have fun with it. If I do well at the locals, I'll make a video about it. Kind of it.
Yeah. Good stuff. So Fabs, are we ready to go?
Yes, this one is. Just for context, Charles. So what we do is are you familiar with the subreddit "Am I the Arsehole"?
I am indeed. Swear words.
Oh, lovely. So yeah, this the title to this one is "Am I the Arsehole for putting googly eyes on all the food in the fridge to prevent snacking?" So, and it reads: "My roommate eats everything. I'll buy a pack of cheese sticks and they're gone by morning. I asked nicely, then labeled stuff, no change. So I got creative. I bought a pack of stick-on googly eyes and put them on everything. Milk, eyes. Leftover spaghetti, judging you. Even taped onto a banana. It worked. He said it creeped him out and he stopped eating my stuff. Now he says I'm being passive-aggressive and creating an emotionally hostile refrigerator. Am I the asshole turning the fridge into a surveillance horror movie to stop my food from vanishing?
No, it's not.
Yo,
It's just genius. I mean, first of all, wouldn't stop me, not gonna lie. I don't care, I like cheese sticks, I'm gonna eat them. But are they food grade? Oh, I'll eat those too. Like, first of all, shouldn't be a problem. But secondly, you shouldn't eat someone else's food. Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like one of the most basic things you learn ever. Like, don't eat your roommate's food. So I'm gonna derail this just to tell a tiny story of what happened to me at university. I don't know if I've told the story before. So, in uni, obviously, I lived in like communal halls, and you have exams. Or not every uni, but we had exams January basically. So it's like the whole month you'll be going for exams. And so during that period, I tend to not cook much. I tend to not do a lot. And so maybe January 3rd or 4th, or as I've come back up from Christmas, I've bought a huge amount of chicken drumsticks, put them in the freezer, in my section of the freezer, chilling. And I'm telling myself, okay, my exams end on January 22nd. Literally the day after, I'm going to cook and enjoy. So doing my exams, all of that. Maybe 2 or 3 days before the end of my exams, I walk into the kitchen one day and there's a huge plate of chicken drumsticks that have just been cooked. Now, the thing is, obviously, in my head, at this moment, it should have been clear, but I didn't deep it. I was in my own head, studying all of this. So I walked past and I just leave it there. So 2 days later, obviously, look in the freezer, I open it up, my drumsticks are gone. And I'm just like, wow, someone's actually gone into... And the maddest thing for me as well is it's not just you ate my food, you actually cooked it. There's no, that's wild. If you took one drumstick, that's mad, but okay, you were hungry. To do it with the audacity and then just... And the thing is, when I came in the house and I saw the cooked drumsticks, they were just on the counter, chilling. I don't know what bro was thinking. Then he thought he was helping me or something, but anyway, that's a story. And then literally, after that, I never left food in that freezer again. I always left it in my mates across the hall, because
that's so real though, because you leave food in the fridge, that's just leftovers, then that gets eaten. That's it's annoying, but you expect it. You don't expect them to cook the food themselves. That's insanity. That's next level of theft. That's
mind games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like the guy in this AMA is definitely doing some recreational drugs, because he's probably gone in there at 1 a.m. seen eyes, and he's probably just freaked out and ran off. it's why are you doing this to me? I just wanted some cheese sticks, and I'm seeing eyes chasing me to my bedroom. Do you know what I mean? But the point of the matter is, he asked him, innit? I've asked you nicely, just stop eating my food, innit? So I think him putting the eyes on the food was probably the least of his problems, because I know if it was me, that I'm putting dirty pots and pans in your bed, I'll put a chicken bone in your shoe just to make you get the point, in it. Just stop eating my food, because I'm a student like you, and I don't have that much money, and you eat my resources. Do you know what I mean?
This is how uni wars start, in it, little stuff like that.
Yeah, he's asked nicely. He's asked nicely, so he's not an asshole. Fair play to him. Fair play to him for being creative.
Yeah. I've never been uni or lived in shared accommodation like that. But even I know that I shouldn't eat someone else's food like that.
I don't even do that to my wife. When she has leftovers in the fridge, I don't go and take it and eat it. It's babe, it's for her. So,
literally, innit? I don't even do that. There's one Coke left in the fridge, and I know it's my wife. I'm not touching that. Partly because I know that I won't hear the end of it for the rest of my life, but also because it's the basic human thing to do.
Definitely.
I never experienced myself. I never had shared accommodation, but the amount of stories I've heard from people of just their things going missing and their stuff being are people not raised with basic respect? I don't understand. I genuinely have never understood it, and it's such a common thing. The amount of people just go, "Well, that's mine now." No.
It's life or death at uni, though, isn't it? You've got £5 to go and buy food, or you could just take someone's food out of the fridge and then go out with that £5.
That's what makes it worse, though. You're all in the same situation. What makes you not think that someone's going to do this to you?
You just take the risk, get it?
But no, the funny thing is, because most decent people won't. I've never in my heart felt like, oh, I'm gonna go steal his macaroni and cheese. Like, that's weird. Like, I don't even know how you seasoned it in these things. Like, I want your food. So yeah.
What I'm saying, man.
Yeah,
I'm feeling worse for you than for the people in this Am I the Arsehole fab. I can't lie.
Yeah, I was living. It was a illuminating experience. And literally, after that was the last year I slept in shared accommodation, and it was the last time I left food in like a public fridge. After that, I said no, I'm never doing that again. But yeah, so yes, as we can all agree, not only is he not the arsehole, but if anything, this is a very, very angelic person. Like,
yeah, this is low-key a genius.
I would have put laxatives and stuff in the food. Yeah, so, yeah, enjoy it.
I didn't even think about that, you know.
Mate who said like, "Oh, you're creating a passive aggressive." You know what? He tried active aggression and it didn't work. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You tried that already, so you gotta go for the passivity after that. All right.
I didn't even think about that aspect. The chutzpah of this guy to be like, "You're making me feel uncomfortable. You're eating their food." What?
Yeah. Yeah, people are.
Actually, it's your fault now.
That is gaslighting, that is.
Yeah. But with that, guys, we're going to close off this episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Charles, for coming back. Do you mind dropping a name of your channel, any social, anything, anyone you give a shout out to?
To the channel. Channel is youtube.com/@ for some reason large lad Charles, all one word. Each new word is capitalized though, so like large lad LLC / videos, I guess. Twitter is, I refuse to call it X, is @LLCharlesYGO. It's a new account. There's no post on there as yet, but there you go. But yeah, that there you are. There we go. That is what I got going on. If you want to come follow me and sub to me, appreciate it. If not, I get it. I don't feel bad about that. That's fine.
Guys, you gotta make sure. Look, I will be upset if you don't. So yeah, you should. Yeah, I'll be upset as well. Yeah, it's up to him. Yeah. And also, yes, yeah, thank you all as usual for watching. This is it's been a long time coming, but yes, I'm also gonna be dropping this on my channel again. So stay tuned for some more content.
Yeah, we're gonna have a story time episode, a special where we talk about why you've been gone for so long.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be insane. Yeah, we'll definitely have a chat about it. But yes, so talk to you guys in a bit. Peace.